Today I'm showing you how to create a gasket for either a drive axle cover or a transmission pan. So in this case I've got a transmission pan that I just dropped from a 2012 Chrysler Town Country, and we've got it draining right there. Kind of a mess. Anyways, so what you want to do is you want to clean out all the gunk. So I've already cleaned all of the transmission fluid out, and then you want to take something like this soft abrasive brush where the material of the brush is softer than the material of the gasket face, so I'm not going to scrape it or gouge it. There is some like residual gasket maker, and a lot of that, most of that I've already scraped off with a plastic scraper. And so once you get that clean, and I recommend using something like brake cleaner because it evaporates very quickly and it's a powerful solvent. Once you get that clean, then what you're going to do is you're going to take something like this. I like to use this ultra black. Notice it's the maximum oil resistance gasket maker. And then I'm going to create a bead that just goes all the way around. If I can get this stuff to flow. So I've got to squish this out. Squish it to one end. There we go. I'll fold that up. And then continue on here. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. It's easier for me to work from right to left. And you don't want it super thick because it'll make a big mess. But you'll see what we end up doing anyway is we're going to let this dry. So we're going to let this dry out for a while. And that way it gives it a chance to kind of set up, and that way it doesn't get smushed and just leave a liquidy mess in the transmission pan. You don't want this stuff in your transmission itself. So, and I do want to make sure that it's thick enough. So then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my finger and just make sure that it's thick enough in a couple places. Okay. So you want to just make sure that you have a good seal all the way around. Have a thick enough bead. Anywhere where you don't think the bead is thick enough, go ahead and just give it just a little bit more in that area. I'm going to smooth the bead out right there since it got real gunky. Okay. And then what you do is we'll let this dry for a while. And once it's dried out a little bit, we'll give it like, I don't know, about 20-30 minutes. Once that's dried out a little bit, then we'll go ahead and press that up into the pan and then bolt it up tight. In the meantime, I'm going to spend my time cleaning out the actual face of the pan underneath. So now they say to hand tighten it until you start to see gasket come out. And if you look there, so around my edges, you can see the bead just starting to squish out just a teeny little bit. And so you hand tighten it to that point, and then you let it sit for at least an hour, and then tighten it to your torque specification. And once you've done that, they recommend waiting 24 hours before putting fluid in the actual axle or transmission. So that's what I would recommend.